before you go in that jury room and decide later on,
Yes.
at this point, do you think sexless relationships can work?
Aren't they all? No, just a little joke.
See, and that's the, well, no, you know, and it's not such a little joke. You know, I asked our audience before, how many people have sort of a bad sexless, bad relationship? No one raises their hands. People just don't admit that.
Well,
and it's a lot more common, I
there's
think.
a lot that takes place. Sometimes things just get, you know, after many years, people get tired or busy. So I want to hear their stories
All right,
and what the
you'll
whole
decide.
thing's about. Yeah.
Thanks, Rhonda.
Thank you,
All
Bill.
right. Tim, tell me about your sex life.
Well, it is pretty bad. It's about as bad as you can get, really. 1 to 2 times a year. And if I'm a really good boy, maybe 3 or 4. But
that's you know, I don't think it's the quantity of how many times you do it a year is important. I think it's the quality.
Yeah, Diana, twice a year. I've got to tell you, I don't care how terrific the sex is, it can be the best sex on this planet. Twice a year between married couples seems a little bit strange, doesn't it?
How come that's the only thing that makes him happy? You know, there's got to be other things in between.
That's not so. That is not the only thing that makes me happy.
That can make you happy.
Tim, you sleep on the couch.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Well, because it gets real cold in the bedroom. I mean, it's not like I haven't tried.
Turn up the electric blanket, you know.
when I do sleep in the bedroom, you know, I try to cuddle and caress, but you know, she just does not seem to be interested. We don't hold hands. We kiss rarely. You know, it's like a brother-sister relationship. In fact, my brother and sister who do live together, share a trailer, have a better
don't tell me your brother and sister. I don't want to know. We're not doing that show today.
They're
a better relationship, you know.
But you had normal sex, didn't you, your first year together?
Yeah.
Or you had a lot more sex?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It seems like things started to go bad as far as the relation.
I had, you know, during our courtship years and so, you know, or months, I should say, you know, and then making love and, you know, oh, hon, let's have a baby, you know. So we did it every day. In my mind, you know, we were going to have a baby, you know, would be the result of it.
Diana, are you telling me that the sex you had your first year was to have a baby? It wasn't because you were in love with Tim and that was just part of being in love with him?
It was part of being in love with him, yes. You know, it wasn't, it was because I was in love with him that we agreed to have a baby.
Do you still love him as much as you did?
That's what I was about to ask.
Yes, I do. You know, even though we may not have the sexual desire, or at least I don't, you know, I've kind of, you know, lost the sexual desire. I do love him. I love him very much. You know, he takes care of me, and but you know, it may be dwindling, you know, over these next years because he has this problem where he thinks he needs to have sex. He needs to
4 times a year, God forbid.
Yeah,
I know. You know, you madman, you, Tim. Diana, I don't want to see.
It doesn't matter.
Diana, I don't want to be
happy.
I don't want to be disrespectful, Diana.
Yeah.
But for most people, sex once or twice or 3 or 4 times a year among reasonably young married couples is very unusual. Very unusual. You know, twice a week, once a month even.
It's very unusual. Okay, I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. We're going to find out today.
Okay, that's the thing. So you're saying it's very unusual.
I'm guessing.
Okay, you're guessing. I would say, you know, it's not important. It's as long as, well, apparently in our case it is a problem. You know, it is important because it's a problem. He's having a problem with it, which that means, you know, we have a problem with it because we're together.
Diane, did having the kids have anything to do with the change in your sex life?
I think it did.
Yeah.
Tim says yes.
Yeah, I agree that. I agree with that. It can, you know, you always, you know, the kids, you know, interfere and, you know, if you're sleeping in the same room with your 4-year-olds, I mean, it's difficult to, you know, have decent, passionate love, you know.
But you don't really try.
No, not really.
So what happens, Tim, when you go to Diana and you try to have sex with your wife?
Well, up in the bedroom, like I said, you know, she's got her back to me. I try to caress her or, you know, kiss her or whatever, and
what does she do?
just lays there.
Ignores you.
Yeah, yeah.
Diana?
Sometimes I'm not sure whether she's asleep or not.
What goes through your mind when Tim makes these advances to you? What are you thinking about?
I'm usually thinking how early I have to get up in the morning. Well, excuse me, I've got to work. And, you know, and about him saying we never hold hands or cuddle, you know, we do.
You know, Diana, you told our producers that one of the problems is you've lost respect for Tim.
I think it's leading to that.
And why is that?
Well, because he's unhappy because of our lack of sex. And I think there's more out there. We've got to find our own happiness. And he's not going to make me happy by, you know, if I have sex with him and have to tolerate it.
Ooh.
Well,
Diana, are you hearing?
That's what I feel like.
Are you hearing?
I can't help it.
Are you
That's
hearing
what
how
I
everybody's?
feel like.
Are you hearing how everybody's reacting here?
Yeah, everybody's laughing.
No. You know, I don't think everybody's laughing. I think everybody's very concerned. Tim, are you going to leave Diana? Are you considering leaving her?
I have thought about it, but no, I love her. I really do.
Are you going to put up with this?
Well, no, I don't plan on putting up with it. At the moment, I really don't know what to do. You know, no, I don't want to put up with it because I don't want to...
How about counseling?
Well, there is, yeah.
Have you gone to counseling yet?
No, we haven't.
You know, here's a question. Have you ever thought of cheating on her?
Yes, I've thought about it too, yes.
Diana, how would you feel if he went out and found solace with another woman?
I'd be upset. I mean, isn't there something that can curb the sexual appetites of men?
Next up, Lorena Bobbitt. All right, Diana, work if you come back. All right. Next up, she says she doesn't want to sleep with him, even though sex with him is great. He says the real reason may be that she's having sex with someone else, and he's not going to put up with it anymore. What's the real story? We'll find out in a moment.
Say goodbye to chunky New England clam chowder and say hello to an even chunkier chunky New England clam chowder with more big chunks of clam and even more hearty potatoes, so it's more satisfying. After all, chunky's good, but chunkier's better.
Eye drops. They're all pretty much alike, but one stands apart. It's Visine, the only one recommended by pharmacists 4-to-1 over any other brand. Visine's formula is so effective, it used to be available only by prescription. So effective, it gives you 100% of the relief you need. Your pharmacist knows, and now you do too. Visine, it gets the red out.
My new denture adhesive is polygrip-free. It has no artificial flavor to interfere with foods or drinks. No artificial colors either. It holds my denture so tight, I can even eat this apple, thanks to polygrip-free.
Kids and toys, sharing and giving, kind of what Christmas is all about, but not for all the children in our valley.
Hi everyone, I'm Steve Hahn, owner of Performance Volkswagen Audi Suzuki. Once again, we're proud to be an official Toys for Tots drop site. For every toy that is donated at our dealership, we will donate a toy for Toys for Tots. If you're unable to drop off your toy, we will gladly come and pick it up for you.
Merry Christmas!
The future is our children. Please join us in putting a smile on their faces.
Who can tell me what 7 times 2 is?
1 in 20 children has attention deficit disorder, or ADD. If your child is one of them, he or she may be calling for help, not with words, but with actions. The mind of a child with ADD is like a television with the channels constantly changing. His thoughts and actions change quickly.
I cannot do this. I can't.
Now, we go through this every night. Look at the problem and focus. Sweetie, please.
I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Now quit bugging me.
Brian.
Everyday tasks like paying attention or following instructions are extremely difficult. Try as they might, the people who care about him often don't understand him, and the child may be left feeling like a failure. If you suspect your son or daughter might have attention deficit disorder, you can help. Dial 1-800-233-4050 and answer your child's call for help today.
Very good, Brian.
Thank you for helping me.
You need to have sex to make a marriage work. Sex is important in a marriage, definitely, because you're going to cheat if you don't have good sex with your partner.
Anything can last, but whether they're happy or not is, you know, they may just be having sex with each other just once a year.
Today, judge for yourself, sexless couples. That seems to be the problem. Can their relationships last? Stacy says sex with her fiancé Brandon was great at the beginning when they used to make love 3 times a day. But now she only sleeps with him once a month and says it wouldn't be that often if she didn't feel so guilty turning him down. Brandon can't understand how Stacy's sex drive could have changed so much, and he suspects she may be seeing someone else. He's tired of fighting about sex and so frustrated that he's considering breaking off his engagement and ending his relationship with Stacy. So, Brandon, how has Stacy's lack of sexual drive affected your relationship?
It has affected it quite a bit from when I first met her. When I first met her, we were together all the time. We had sex, like you said, 3, almost sometimes 5 days, 5 times a day.
5 times a day. Maybe you used it all up.
I might have run out of energy, but
you've changed from literally many times a day to once a month.
Yeah.
It's a very big change.
Yes.
What do you think caused that?
I really don't know. I can't. I've had times where I've had her lie to me about certain things. We'd get into an argument. She'd go out and drink with her friends and be with her. Most of her friends are guys, and I told her I understood about that, but they're mostly her ex-boyfriends.
Do you think, before I go to you, Stacy, do you think, Brandon, that she's cheating on you?
There were 2 times that she told me about that I do know about. The other times, I can't say.
Wait, there were 2 times that she did cheat on you and admitted it?
Yes.
Stacy, let me go to you. What happened that sex went from 3-4 times a day to once a month?
One, I had a baby. That took a lot out of me. I went through a lot through the birth and everything else, and after that, it was just, I didn't want it.
How long has it been since the baby?
18 months.
18 months. It's been a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the other reason?
The compassion's gone. The excitement. I mean, he used to be so romantic and really try and just, you know, I mean, now it's just he turns on, you want to have sex? Oh, yeah, you know, no.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not. Okay. I turn around.
Well, Brandon, she's telling you she's not excited. You're saying, oh, yes, I am.
If she's not excited, then why
am I not excited, Brandon? Because all you do is you turn around and you're like, okay, you know, you wanna? And I'm like, no. I asked you to like hold me, rub my back, caress me, do things like that.
That's right.
Let's make it romantic.
I do that.
No, you don't.
No, just hold on for a minute, all right? All right. When I have money, I take her out to dinner. I bring roses to her in the morning before she even wakes up. There's a rose laying there right for her. All the time.
No.
All right. I come home. She lied to me about going out to dinner with her best friend. Instead, she went out to dinner with another guy and to the movies.
And who was that guy, Brandon?
Well, it doesn't matter. That's not the point.
Have you
what am I
cheated?
supposed to think?
He considers it cheating. I say no. Okay? No.
Have you slept with another man?
Not when I was with him.
Okay, let me ask that again. I'm a little confused here. All right? Yeah. Stacy, you were married, still living at home, and did you go out and have an affair? Did you actually have sex with someone else while you were married or while you were still with Brandon?
No.
So what do you mean by not when I was with him? Were you separated at the time?
Yes. Well, in the first one, okay? Just to make this short. The first time I was with someone else when I met him, and I was breaking it off with that person, and we were just seeing each other.
No.
We did not even have sex, Brendan. No.
That's
okay,
right,
no.
because I waited.
So did I, but no.
All right,
okay.
That's out of respect. For one,
all right.
we were sitting outside her house. We turn around, and the first thing she told me is if we have the relationship, the first thing is, don't lie to me, don't cheat on me.
And how many times have you lied to me, Brandon?
The same respect.
Oh, okay.
All right. We didn't have sex for 2 weeks before we went out. While she was, after she said that, a week after that, she was with another guy.
A week?
So what am I
Stacey,
supposed to
once
do?
you committed to be with Brandon, did you have sex with someone else?
No, because it wasn't a commitment to him.
It wasn't, so the communication...
Then why did you say that?
I didn't. I never said that there was a commitment between you and me at that point.
Look. Okay. Let's take a question.
Yeah, I want to ask the first couple, the lady there, have you ever had an orgasm?
Me?
Boy, you know what? Diana, why don't you ask him first? That's a very personal question. Have you ever had an orgasm?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's fair. I mean, that's a legitimate question.
I mean...
Yeah, I've had an orgasm.
Why is there a problem you and your husband having sex?
I've had to be taught to have an orgasm. I don't know.
By whom, though?
Maybe it's not an orgasm, but it's a special feeling. So.
You know what? I don't think I want to describe what an orgasm is. Yes, you have a question.
Well, I'd just like to make a comment to that lady in the first couple. To me, it sounds like you're very selfish. You kept saying, can't he change? Isn't there something to reduce his sex drive? I mean, if you're in a relationship, it's about compromise.
It is, and that's what our problem is. We've got to find a way to compromise. But we know how, you know, they always say, well, you got to romance her, you've got to have some time out together, and that will improve a sex drive, you know. But
Diana, is it because...
what is there to decrease a sex drive?
Diana, is it because you have 5 kids and you're just plain tired?
Yes, that's one of the reasons, only one of the reasons.
Okay.
But, you know, I think maybe that's just an excuse, too. Because,
does Tim help you out with the kids?
You know,
I stay home and take care of the kids.
You do?
Yeah.
So, and you've admitted, though, it's just an excuse. So if you had to really nail it down, Diana,
really nail it down.
Why are you doing this, you think?
Well, like you said, you know, I'm starting to lose I'm starting to lose respect. And
but what is it that he does that you lose respect? All I've heard you say, Diana, is that he's unhappy. And it's obvious.
He's unhappy. You know, you know, he's always got a frown on his face, and he's always grumpy. You know, and how can I love somebody or, you know, get passionate with somebody that has such this negative attitude on life?
Tim, why are you unhappy? Why are you unhappy all the time?
I'm not always unhappy. I really am not. I mean, when you take care of 5 kids all day long, you know, and sometimes you're up most of the night with the baby when he's awake. You know, it's
tough no matter what you do.
Yeah.
It's tough for both of you. I can see that. When we return, a sex therapist tells us how some relationships can succeed without sex and how racy videotapes can help you get all the sex you need. Stay with us.
On the next Judge for Yourself.
Pregnant and dumped. Should he have stayed for the baby?
We don't know if that baby's mine or not.
Judge for Yourself.
America, get ready.
Hello, I'm Gordon Elliott.
For a fresh new twist in TV talk.
Do you mind me asking more about what goes on in bed? I mean, this must be uncomfortable for you.
He's someone who cares about how you feel.
Do not believe in hitting a child.
But you hit your child.
Someone who leaves you feeling better.
It's the little, beautiful, innocent, untouched lives like these you've got to look after.
Someone you can be yourself with.
Look at that. He sits up. He loves the show so much.
Get ready, America, for Gordon Elliott.
Gordon Elliott, weekday mornings at 9 on KIMA TV.
Time magazine calls Hard Copy one of the 10 best shows on television. Everyone else seems a day behind.
Nobody's ever going to take my memories away.
Compulsively watchable.
It wasn't like the shaking motion. It was boom.
Enterprising journalism.
We got to do what we got to do.
This is the one to watch.
I thought I was going to die. I really did.
The news magazine of the American scene. Hard Copy.
It's all right here 6 days a week on KIMA TV.
Miranda, what you doing to Daddy? What you doing?
If you don't stop your friend from driving drunk, who will?
Now what you doing?
Do whatever it takes.
When the 45th Street Gang gets together for their semi-annual brew bowl, it's the guys facing off against the girls. You never know who's gonna win, but you can count on everyone to come ready to play hard and work up a big league thirst. Because at the Brew Bowl, there are no refs, no fouls, and no timeouts. Just good times, good friends, and great beer.
With all the messages your kids receive about alcohol, shouldn't the most important one come from you? Call 1-800-662-9111 for our free guide. And talk to your young children early about alcohol use. Because chances are, they're already listening.
Welcome back. We're talking about sexless marriages, and I'll bet you there's a lot of people who can relate to that out there. Today, our jury, selected from our studio audience and led by celebrity guest form and actress, comedian Rhonda Shear, will help us decide sexless couples. Can their relationships last? Sex therapist Michael Perry says that unequal sexual desire is perhaps the most common problem he's encountered in his 14 years of practice. He also says it's one of the hardest problems to cure, but his line of racy videos is designed to help. Dr. Perry, what are some of the reasons a person's sex life changes?
I think it's time, I think it's circumstances, and it's just people not trying enough. People used to make an effort to make sex good. Let's face it, when you were dating, you really tried to make this date special. And nowadays, people, when they're in a relationship that's lasted a long time, they're not making it special anymore. They're not trying.
You're just saying it just gets old?
It gets old, and there's ways to make it new again.
And how do we do that? You just happen to have this line of videos.
I just happen to have these videos.
Yes.
It'll help you do
by the way, we were going to show the videos, and we were looking at some. Michael, they're porno. That's what they are.
They're explicit. They're not pornographic. No, you know what I mean. If you've seen them, you know they look vastly different than pornography, but they definitely are explicit. I mean, if you're going to show somebody what to do, if they're going to give you new ideas, you're certainly going to show up. This is the age of television. These are modern marriage manuals, so why not show what you're trying to teach?
Well, what do you see happening with these relationships? We have Diana and Tim, who we're talking about sex once a year. Diana, who's very tired. Now, Tim, you're not working right now, right?
No, not at the
So you're
moment.
unemployed, and you're staying home taking care of the kids.
Right.
By the way, could that be one of the reasons why you're feeling kind of bad and low self-esteem and not real comfortable with yourself?
Yeah, that would be a problem, I guess. You know, 5 kids, it's a lot to handle.
I don't like those pornography videotapes.
Diana, I'm not surprised.
I don't like, that doesn't give me the desire.
I totally agree, and I'm not producing porn, so you need to distinguish between what I do and what you see out there.
Yeah, Diana, I was just joking a little bit with you. So what can help these people? You say, I see a real problem here. People that I think love each other, but nothing's happening. What can you do?
I do too. I mean, the first question I would ask you too is, why are you married? What's going on here? Why are you making an effort to stay together when it seems that you're not really happy? What's keeping you together? I think you need to examine what's keeping you together. If the pluses are higher than the negatives, then stay together. If you're not, you need to change something. Change partners or change what you're doing.
Okay, well, I tell you what's keeping us together. I would think if we didn't have, 3 kids through this marriage, we probably would be separated.
So do you want to live miserably with 3 kids, or do you want to make your life better? That's what it comes down to. You can stay where you are, which is in a very stuck place. I feel a lot of animosity between you two, or you can get off that and you can do something new and different. It's your choice.
Yeah, I want to do something, different. but I want to include us as a family.
Absolutely. If you want to keep your family together, why don't we make the family better? Let's make your relationship better. Rather than living in a miserable situation, let's change the situation.
How do we do that?
You start talking with each other.
Oh. Yeah, that's the main point. There's lack of communication.
That's right.
That's why I'm, you know, losing disrespect.
That's right. You've got to be able to tell him what you want. And you've got to be able to clearly tell her what you want, but in a way that's going to get you what you want. You know, if you say, you know, you never do this, and I'm sick and tired of that, and now let's make love, guess what? It's not going to happen.
Diana, is the reason you don't respect him is because he's not working? He doesn't have a job?
No, because you know, that we were married under those conditions, so that's not why. I think it is because his outlook on life, and I think that's what's really gotten me down in the past few years. He said, you know, he hates his life, and you know, and I'm part of his life, so he might as well say he's hating me and his family.
Why don't you ask him?
Because he's miserable.
Why don't you ask him? Tim, do you hate Diana?
Yes.
Deep
No.
down inside, is there a part of you that hates her?
No, I don't. But I also don't like the way that I've been treated in the past either. She feels the only way she can communicate with me is to insult or to make, you know, treat me like a child.
You feel that they're insulting. You know, that's why I don't talk to you anymore.
What does she say to us? What does she say that you say is insulting?
You know, every time I say something, you're so offensive.
Let's see what happened. What does she say, Tim, that you find so insulting?
Well, not necessarily insulting, but things that hurt.
Like what?
I mean, well, okay. I remember one time I was down, and she told me, well, why don't you go and sit and feel sorry for yourself for a couple of hours. You'll feel better. And I do find it hard to talk. I mean,
I didn't say go feel sorry for
Diana,
yourself.
let me give you a phrase that might really help here. Can you just ask him, how can I help you? Or what do you need right now? And then you might look like you're trying to help him rather than look like you're trying to put him down. If he's feeling hurt, maybe it's because you stabbed him. But if you do something which is non-threatening, you ask a question like, how can I help you now? Which, of course, is going to help you, too, because if he's better, if he's feeling more up, you say you want him to have a more up outlook, help him have a more up outlook.
Michael, let's go to Diana. Let me go to Brandon and Stacy for a moment, because something's really been bugging me. Brandon, you're not married, but you're going to get married, right?
Yes.
You're about to marry someone who you know is not going to have sex with you, is having less and less sex all the time. Why are you doing that?
Good question. Because I love her. We've been together for 4 years. We have a child together. And basically right now, between the way we're looking at it, the only reason why we're together is because of our son.
So you're willing to pay the price of not having a reasonable sexual life to stay with her because of your son?
To make sure that my son is brought up the right way with a family, because you see people out there without the family.
Well, what a sacrifice.
Without a family.
But thing is...
Oh.
But how long is that going to last? Are you going to put up with this for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? You're going to stay with her just because your son is around?
Well, the thing is, when we fight and she sits there and says, just leave, leave, I'm getting to a point to where I am going to leave. But she keeps using him against me and uses the sex that I care about myself and nothing but myself and all that. That's not true. Granted, I'm not perfect, and I'll be the first one to admit it, but who is? I mean, you can sit there and fight and have sex, life goes. But to turn around and sit there, I mean...
I don't want to have sex with you because you're not romantic, you don't try, we always end up arguing, and if Cody's the reason we're staying together, Brandon, that's pathetic.
No, that's
because
not true.
Let's talk about family, okay? Who has her family and who doesn't?
Michael,
that's right.
Coming up, he sleeps on the couch to make sure his wife doesn't try to have sex with him. Also, this woman put up with a sexless marriage for 6 years only to find out her husband wanted something she couldn't give him. We'll find out what that was next.
I would love to live today all over again. The light, the laughter, the magic. Sunflower's fragrance from Elizabeth Arden, a celebration of life.
Keeping up with these kids means keeping alert. So if you're suffering from sinus pain and pressure, you can't take a sinus medicine that can make you drowsy. Sudafed Sinus has a maximum strength pain reliever and the non-drowsy decongestant in Sudafed to relieve painful sinus symptoms fast, so you stay alert and ahead of the kids. Sudafed Sinus clears you up fast without slowing you down. And clear up your worst colds with Sudafed Severe Cold Formula.
Fibercon or Metamucil? Both give you the same predictable regularity, the same natural action of fiber. So what makes Fibercon different? With Fibercon, I get my fiber in 2 caplets. Fibercon, fiber regularity that's easier to take.
This holiday season, find a quality gift for that someone special in your life from Walker's Furniture. Like a stylish sofa and love seat by Sims for only $8.99. A classic grandfather clock by Howard Miller starting at $5.49. Or check out the savings on all heirloom coffee and end tables. And for the lady in your life, Walker's has lots of unique gift ideas that will make this Christmas special. Come visit Walker's Furniture for the best selection of quality gift ideas.
Do you think you'll ever get married?
You know somebody?
Homer plays matchmaker for Marge's sister, and the hunt for a husband is on.
She's a heifer, plain and simple. And, oh, there's the little prom queen now.
Can he find her the perfect mate?
Please still my foolish heart.
Here we go, boy meets beast.
Or is it mission impossible?
Wheel her in, Homer. I'm not a picky man.
The Simpsons.
Thursday at 7:30.
My name is Ted Escobar. This is my daughter Brenda. She will be 15 forever. She died February 5th, 1993 in an auto wreck. Brenda was a faithful user of seatbelts except that night. She flew out the rear window of a car that rolled end over end and died instantly. Her death devastated our family, and take my word for it, you don't want to experience that feeling. Please do all you can to avoid it in your family. Wear your seatbelts.
I think marriage can last if they're not having sex, if that's what both partners want.
I don't think sexless marriages can work because I think sex is a part of the marriage. However, I'm not going to go so far as to say that I think it is an integral or the most important part of the marriage.
Welcome back. And if you've just tuned in, we're talking about sexless relationships, couples who simply don't have enough sex or have no sex in their relationships. Debbie says she lived in a sexless marriage for 6 years, until last month when her husband told her he was gay. She's devastated and wondering if she wasted the past years trying to save her marriage. Michael Watson only has sex with his wife about once a year. He says he's afraid of sleeping with her because every time he does, she gets pregnant. In fact, she gave birth to their 4th child just 5 days ago, which is why Michael's wife is not with us now. Michael, once a year you have sex. Is that enough for you?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't think sex is all there is to a marriage.
Yeah? But what, do you want to have sex more than once a year? I'm a little nonplussed here. I mean, it's...
Well, it's not just one time. I mean, we have sex, you know, more than once. You know, it's not all the time, though.
How often do you have sex, Michael?
Once, twice, maybe 3 times a year.
And do you want it more than that?
I guess. I mean, it's more, it's...
Michael, jump in here a minute. I'm missing something. Is it possible for someone like Michael to say, you know, I only need it once, twice, 3 times a year and still be happy? Is that possible?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if he says that and his wife says that, why try to talk him into something else?
Then why does it seem so strange to me?
I think you're having more trouble with it than he is.
Probably. I probably am.
In a sense, he's going, this is fine with me. And also, I probably would like to get in here and say, well, how does he define sex? They might be doing a lot of cuddling, a lot of kissing, a lot of hugging, which really, in a sense, takes care of a lot of those so-called sexual needs. Sex is not just doing it. It's not just intercourse. So maybe he really is getting his needs satisfied. I really don't know. So if I talk to him, I talked to his wife, and they said, we're fine. I can agree with them. I don't have to talk them into buying a tractor if they just say they want to come in and get a screwdriver, to coin a term.
Yeah, there's a joke there, but I'm not going to use it. I don't know where it is. Michael, now you said that you're afraid that every time you have sex, your wife gets pregnant, and that's one of the reasons why you don't have sex that often?
That, and it's just old.
Sex is old.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like if you buy a shirt, you know, you get tired of it.
You know, am I the only one that thinks this is weird? I mean, I'm sorry, but, you know, do you find this a little strange, too? And, you know, Dr. Michael says, you know, it's okay.
Well, I find it all strange, but I think if you all experienced awesome sex, you might like it a lot more. But for the first couple, I think that maybe if you guys changed your appearances a little, made each other more attracted to each other, I mean, that might help.
Well, you know what? Stacy does experience
help
awesome sex.
to increase the sexual desire.
No, Stacy has told our producers that the once a month she has with her husband or with her boyfriend is terrific, isn't it, Stacy?
Yeah. I mean, okay, when we do, it's wonderful. It's just, it takes a lot to work up to that. It's not like before, because when he met me, we waited a long time. He used to be totally romantic. He used to really caress me. He used to care. Now it's just like, he expects me to just, let's go, boom, bam, let's do it.
See, that's not the thing. That's not the thing.
It's great when we do, but it takes a lot of working up to it.
Before we even get to it,
let me go to Debbie for a moment.
I have to rubber back.
Debbie, what was your sex life like before all of this happened?
Before all this happened, when we got together, it was fine. It was normal. It was passionate. As the years went on and I had my daughter, things disintegrated. It got less and less and less until it was absolutely no sex at all. And we loved each other, and we had a family and 2 cats and 2 cars and a house, and I didn't want to press it with him. I didn't want to demand anything.
How long did this go on, no sex at all?
6 years. For the last 6 years, nothing.
And Debbie, you didn't press it with him?
No.
You didn't like poke him a couple times and go, hey buddy, something's wrong here?
I knew something was wrong with it. I knew something was wrong, but I knew that if I pushed it, I just thought that it would lead to a breakup, and I loved him, and I knew he loved me. And I was afraid of the confrontation that would lead to the breakup. For me, 85% of a marriage being good and a life being good wasn't worth giving up everything just so I could have a terrific sex life.
You really thought that asking your husband after 6 years of having no sex, hey, what's going on here, might have caused a rift so the marriage would break up?
Well, I knew that he didn't feel very attracted to me sexually. He had already said that, but I didn't know why. He just said, well, love is love, sex is sex, love is love, we love each other, and sex is just sex.
So how did you discover that he was gay?
Well, he had an affair, and he broke down and finally said that he couldn't live without sex. And I said, oh, really? I said,
that's a surprise.
Do tell. And he said, but it can't be with you.
Just like that?
Yeah. And he said that he was gay, and so that's that, and now we're separated. And that's, so I don't believe that 2 people can really agree in a sexless marriage. I don't believe that 2 people can honestly say, I don't care about sex, do you? No, I don't care about sex, we love each other. I don't agree with that. One person, like me, is always compromising somehow, even if you're not vocal about it.
Was he faithful to you, by the way, during your marriage?
I think he was, because the minute he stopped being faithful was the minute that he bailed out, that he realized, you know, that he needed a different life.
Okay, I have a question for Stacy. Is your maybe not giving him any sex, is it a way of testing his love and respect for you?
No, because he won't cheat on me, that I know. And I know he loves me.
Okay.
It's just a matter of, I don't want it thrown in my face. Okay? I would like it more compassionate, more caring, like it was. I don't want it just, like most women, I mean, honestly, okay, there is a time and place where, yeah, you know, okay, yeah, that's great, let's go. But after a while, it's like, no, you know, I want you to show me you care. I want the romance and everything else.
Do you think you can figure out a way to make that happen? How can you
he
ask
has
him?
figured it out.
No, can you figure out how to ask him in a way that's going to get you what you want?
No, because he doesn't listen. He just thinks that.
You see, if you start with that premise, then you're not going to get what you want. If you can be clever enough to figure out how to get what you want out of him, you're going to be happy.
Well, I've asked him, and
maybe the words you're using are not working.
Michael, we've got to go to break. All right? We've heard their stories. Next, it's time to find out what our jury has been thinking. We'll be right back.
On the next Judge for Yourself, Chad got Terry pregnant
He was my boyfriend. I loved him.
and then ran into Tina's arms.
I felt like if Tina wasn't in the picture, we would have been staying together.
You told me you did not love Chad and that you did not care, Terry.
Now Terry wants Chad back for the sake of their child.
We don't know if that baby's mine or not.
That baby looks just like Chad.
Pregnant and dumped. Should she fight to win him back?
Has the jury reached a decision?
Judge for yourself.
Driver's license, please.
Yes, sir. Randy, let's go. Didn't you tell Sarah we'd pick her up at 7? Yeah, okay. Do you realize how embarrassing this is?
Well, you better get used to it. For the next 2 years, I'm going to be driving you everywhere. And I don't like it either.
Who can tell me what 7 times 2 is?
1 in 20 children has attention deficit disorder, or ADD. If your child is one of them, he or she may be calling for help, not with words, but with actions. The mind of a child with ADD is like a television with the channels constantly changing.
7.
His thoughts and actions change quickly.
I cannot do this. I can't.
Now, we go through this every night. Look at the problem and focus. Sweetie, please.
I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Now quit bugging me.
Brian.
Everyday tasks like paying attention or following instructions are extremely difficult. Try as they might, the people who care about him often don't understand him, and the child may be left feeling like a failure. If you suspect your son or daughter might have attention deficit disorder, you can help. Dial 1-800-233-4050 and answer your child's call for help today.
Very good, Brian. Thank you for helping me.
The numbers are alarming. Nationwide, it's the fastest growing cause of death among our teens. And here in Washington, the death rate is even higher. In a special KIMA News Team report, Heidi O'Malley and Julie McAllister focus on teen suicide. Why is Washington State leading the nation in this tragic trend? Is a teen you know at risk? What are the warning signs? And how can you help? Watch Warning Signs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on KIMA's Newsbeat at 6.
Hi, welcome back. Today on Judge for Yourself, we're talking about sexless couples. Can their relationships last? Now, before they decide, our jury members have some questions of their own, and of course, our celebrity, Rhonda, has the questions to ask. So
Yes, Bill.
if you would, the questions to ask. So
Yes, Bill.
if you would.
Stacy and Brandon, I want to know, after you fight, do you all have incredible sex?
Yeah.
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 I think that you guys are actually addicted to the kind of relationship that you have. I think that you like it, and I think that Stacy goes out of her way actually to make you a little jealous by having these other relationships.
Well, it's not the jealousy part. I mean, I've trusted her now, and she sits there and says, well, you're going to get mad at this and mad at that. I left for 3 months to go back and visit my mom.
But I think that's part of it. I think that you all like this fighting. It's sort of a game that you guys play. I think that's part of your relationship.
I don't like the fighting. I don't like the fighting.
I have to get to Diana and Tim. Can you remember the last time, Diana, that you made love?
Made love?
See? The thing is, okay, this is the problem is, okay, you think of it as sex is dirty.
Yeah.
Maybe after 5 kids, I don't know what's happened, but all of a sudden, sex has become a dirty word to you. You've got a great guy, and he does have a big job. He takes care of 5 kids. That is a major job. You have a great guy. And so I have a little thought. Michael, who's not smiling over there at all.
Why do I feel like it's
Wait,
dirty?
I have the solution. You like having sex maybe once a year. Michael likes having sex once a year. Have you ever thought about getting together?
Great. We're going to break up 2 relationships. Thank you, Rhonda. Thanks. Great. All right. How will the jury vote on the question, sexless couples, can their relationships last? When we return, see what our jury has to say while you judge for yourself. We'll be back. Are you still stuck on an old flame who's now married and you want to know if they'd ever leave their spouse for you? Call 1-800-725-4554.
This holiday season, find a quality gift for that someone special in your life from Walker's Furniture. Like a stylish sofa and love seat by Sims for only $8.99. A classic grandfather clock by Howard Miller starting at $5.49. Or check out the savings on all heirloom coffee and end tables. And for the lady in your life, Walker's has lots of unique gift ideas that will make this Christmas special. Come visit Walker's Furniture for the best selection of quality gift ideas.
What makes KIMA News unique?
I think the news is extremely high quality and it's consistent.
We really work well together, and I think sometimes that's what sets us apart because we're really a team.
We have the most experienced group of reporters in the Yakima Valley. When a story breaks, our reporters know where to go, they know who to talk to, and they know the questions you want asked.
People let you know that you're making a difference and that they're watching your newscast, and that makes a big difference.
KIMA News at noon, 5, 6, and 11.
Here at St. Paul Cathedral School, we are facing expanding enrollment and limited funding. To meet these needs, we are undertaking a capital fund drive. To fulfill our dream, we need your help.
When you are approached, please consider becoming a part of our future.
Or call St. Paul Cathedral School to see how you can participate.
Please contribute to assist all of our children at St. Paul Cathedral School.
When the 45th Street Gang gets together for their semi-annual Brew Bowl, they come ready to play hard. Because at the Brew Bowl, there are no refs, no fouls, and no timeouts. Just good times, good friends, and great beer.
With all the messages your kids receive about alcohol, shouldn't the most important one come from you? Call 1-800-662-9111 for our free guide. And talk to your kids about alcohol. Because they're already listening.
Sexless couples, can their relationships last? You've heard what our audience thinks. Now let's listen and see what the jury thinks.
Okay, jury, can a sexless relationship survive? No. I see. I personally don't think so. I mean, I'm having sex right now with Anthony. I mean, no, truly, my parents were married 38 years, or rather 48 years, and the success is that my mother never said no. They just had a great life. What do you think, Kelly?
I think that they lack very much a lot of intimacy. And I think, like you said, Darren, that they need, to do something about their self-esteem with, trying to make themselves look more attractive or something.
A relationship without sex could work if both parties are completely in agreement about that.
Completely.
But if they're not, they need to communicate that. And if one of the parties isn't, they're going to have to make compromises and understand that that's a vital part of the relationship.
She seemed like she wanted more of a friend, and he...
She wants a friend.
Yeah.
And he's such a good guy.
Yes, he's fine.
Actually, he's a romantic. Yeah. He talks about holding hands. Those are the things that we all talk about that we want in a relationship. Right. And yet he's doing that, but she's really on another planet.
Face it, she's just asexual. She seems like she is.
Like a baby, she no longer has a sex drive or something. No, I don't know.
Does anybody here think that she may be a lesbian?
Yes.
I
might have been. That's what I said. No, I did.
I blinked at her and absolutely got nothing. I don't think she is. I think that she's just really. I have 5 kids. I'm not happy with the way I look. I don't want anything. I don't want any more. Whipped cream is not going to help that couple.
You lay down and die now?
Would you be happy with the way that?
No, they need to go to counseling, and they don't. See, she can't have a makeover yet because that would make him come on to her. She wants him to go away, so she makes herself look like that.
Do you think Stacy's cheating?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I do think so.
Oh, that's right out in the open.
Absolutely.
You can see it in her eyes.
Do you think he's cheating?
No.
I
think he's in love with her, and I don't think that she's in love with him.
That's
basically.
I want to know what the problem is with these men. Where's the chutzpah here?
So you think
these guys are wimps?
So what is it? You really think that these guys are wimps? So they should just walk bail?
I'll show her a real man.
No. You know what? I disagree. Because both of them realize that there's children involved.
That's right.
There's 5 children. He loves his 5 children, Tim.
That's
and
true.
Brandon loves his little 18-month-old child.
Yeah,
Would
they're
you
good
rather
guys.
be in a relationship where I mean...
Miserable?
No.
And is your child happy when you're not happy
Yes,
together?
they are.
They see
No,
that at 2 years
that's
old.
not right.
They're
That's
not
not
happy.
right.
You can feel
You
it.
have to save these marriages because of the kids.
No,
The one couple has to grow up.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't nurture a bad relationship
That's right.
regardless of a child because the child grows up in a
That's right.
bad household,
That's
bad
right.
relationship,
I mean,
and that doesn't help anything.
But do you think there's anything that's going to save either one of these relationships?
Yes, I
What do you think?
The first couple, she is content not having sex. He wants to have sex. I hate to say this, but if he sees somebody on the side, this relationship can work.
So if he has...
This is a very superficial answer to a deep problem. You don't just go out and have an affair. That's not a marriage. That's not responsible.
Well, then
That
solve the problem.
Have a better suggestion for that couple?
Yes, they go to counseling and they learn to really communicate.
She's not listening.
She was saying that she wanted to be caressed and all
She
this.
was giving
but
signals.
spontaneity is still fine too sometimes. I mean, you don't want to go through some ritual every time.
Wait, go ahead, Kim.
I didn't say every time.
Being a woman, I can agree with Stacey, and I'm sure we all can here. You don't want to be asked to have sex.
No.
I mean, you just want it to happen.
Well, I didn't say that.
Look in your eyes.
And it's the romance.
That's right.
When we come back, the jury's decision. See if their decision matches yours. And if you'd like to be a member of our jury or our studio audience and will be in the Los Angeles area, send a postcard to Judge for Yourself Tickets, 4401 Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90027, or call 213-953-5855.
Oh, man.